Yeah, I can't get the chat to come up. I don't know if there's something with YouTube this morning or not. It keeps telling me that something is wrong on the YouTube side. So go ahead and uh, make comments down below, and I'll try to watch my phone and answer those the best that I can. I did want to let you know I am totally stocked up on eggs. I don't know about you guys, but I used that. I bought a rebate that was $2.50 off every Friday all through February. And I went in every Friday and I bought a $2.50 off half dozen of eggs. And I usually don't eat that many eggs. So right now I have a dozen eggs in my fridge and I got those at really good deals. But eggs down here right now are over 6.97 a dozen. So they're real close to like $7 a dozen. So eggs are a big thing right now. And remember, in the back of my cookbook, I do have a lot of egg options that you can substitute. I use a ton of these: applesauce, peanut butter, club soda. You can use pumpkin, you can use flaxseed. There's so many things that you can use to substitute in your baking. So if you can substitute in your baking, I highly recommend doing that because eggs are so expensive right now. I also went to Sam's Club the other day and they had free plugins, those plugins with the fragrance that they can give you, and you can plug them in and you can smell that throughout your house. But they don't give you the fragrance, they just give you the plugins. And why would I want something free if I have to buy something then to continue to use it? So they asked me two different times, once when I was in line and once when I was walking by the table, do you want this free? And I said, no, I don't. And they said, but it's free. And I said, that's okay. I don't want it because I'm trying to declutter. I don't want to buy anything that I have to buy something to make me use it, which is why they're giving those away free. So let me know in the comments, if something is free, do you take it? I will take something if I can think of someone else that could use it, but I couldn't think of anyone else that would want to sign up for getting something free and then having to buy something else to be able to use it. That was just a way to market their item. So I did want to warn you that if you're going out and you're shopping and they're trying to give you stuff that's free, think about the impact of that. Is it really free? Because this item isn't really free. I can't even use it unless I buy something else to use it. I did want to talk to you about my Discover card. It is coming up in April, May, and June with 5% off on groceries. So I will definitely be using that for April, May, and June, because even at the low budget that my husband and I keep, $245 a month, that will add up to almost $40 cash back. So if you have a Discover card and if you're able to manage and have good discipline with using your credit cards, then I would suggest that you take advantage of that offer because that will help us get some money back into our pockets. Now, I never purchase anything on a credit card that I don't already have the money for. Like if I am going to buy something, I have to have the money in my account to go straight home and pay that off, or I will not buy it. So that is something that I always do with my credit cards. I use them to make money. I don't ever use them as an emergency backup to money. Okay, I'm trying to see if anybody is commenting here. I don't know why the chat is down. I feel so bad about that, guy. It may be operator error. I don't know. All right, so Another one of the things that I do for cashback, besides that egg thing and my credit cards, I look at my credit cards. My Capital One is 1% back. My Discover is no, my Capital One is 1.5% back. My Discover is 1% back. And sometimes the Discover runs those specials. I always use my Capital One to get the most cash back when Discover isn't running a deal. And I put as much as I can on there. My internet bill, my RV electric bill, my RV internet bill, my electric bill at home. I put all of that on my credit cards so that I can get cash back towards my utilities as well. Now, I don't do that with my phone because my phone will actually charge me more to use a credit card than the cash back I will get. So always make sure that you're paying attention to if there's a fee, if you're using your credit card, and is that fee going to be more than you're getting back? So use them very wisely. I also wanted to talk about how I found my 55 and over park. Many of you know I'm staying in a 55 and over park in the Rio Grande Valley. My mother and father-in-law have been down here for 8 years. They have a tiny home down here. And this is how I found out about it. This is how I found out about the amenities. I called about the cost. I called about what was available. And that is how I found this park. Now, if I wasn't going to come to a park where I already knew somebody here and already knew what there was and if they kept the place up, if they kept things operating, if it was safe, if the people were friendly, all that sort of thing, I would want to make a visit and I would want to check it out myself. They are also from Kansas. They know a lot of people from their area. My father-in-law is former law enforcement. He's a Shriner. He has lots of friends, and a lot of them come down here as well. So they already knew a lot of people here. Some of their friends have become my friends, and I've also made friends of my own. So that is one of the ways that I have slipped into this community, is by having some inside information from a family that was already living down here. And then also I had a question about how to grow your own. I grow a lot of things and I grow them all year round. And I've really kicked this up since I started planning to retire. And once I retired, it's become a hobby for me. I'm not much into growing flowers since I retired, even though I enjoy them. I'm really into growing food. I just find it so fun to watch it grow and to go out every day and water it. It's part of my routine now. As you know, I have two huge celery plants that I grew from scraps by just cutting off the base, putting it in water. One of them started to grow roots and I planted it in dirt and it took off. The other one got really slimy and started falling apart. So I just stuck it in dirt and it took off as well. So a lot of people say, oh, they got slimy, I threw them away. Well, I was doing that in the beginning also with my lettuce, but with my celery, I've had really good luck with planting it and they just took off. So I've been using celery for 2 years. I haven't had to buy any for soups or stews or stir fries. And I just chop it and freeze it. I don't blanch it or anything. I just put it in baggies and it keeps really, really well. I also grow peppers from the seeds that I dried the year before on my plants. I have a huge bag of dried pepper seeds that I grew and dried myself from peppers. I started out drying the seeds from the store. And now I'm just harvesting my own seeds and saving them. I have more seeds than I would ever need. And I've started even throwing a few of them away because I just have too many seeds. But right now I have 3 pepper plants growing outside the door, tons of blooms, 5 peppers are already growing, and that has been something that we just do all year round. They will grow a little slower in the house during the winter, but keeping them alive gives you a boost into the spring and summer, and I feel like it improves your harvest because the plant is already alive, it's already grown, and it can already start producing fruit for you. I also will buy green onions in packs in the grocery store, and I count how many are in there. And at the most I can get for my money, that's what I pick up because I am growing them. I am not eating them. So I bring them home. I put them in a clear vase with water. I change the water out every few days if it starts to become cloudy. And when it starts growing roots, which happens pretty quick, I plant those. And then I let those grow and just keep harvesting the tops. As long as you leave at least one of the tops going, they will keep producing. And I will chop and freeze those, the bottoms and the tops. And so my freezer's always full of green onion tops, green onion bottoms, but I don't harvest the bottoms until the plants just get huge. And at the end of the summer, sometimes they have 8 or 10 huge, thick, green stalks. Now they'll get hotter as they grow bigger, but that doesn't bother us. They're not too hot for us to eat. And I will do that. And every time I harvest a bunch and fill my freezer, I buy more and I start growing them again. So that's just something that I always do. I never buy green onions unless I'm buying them to start growing them again. And I get so much for that little dollar or $1.19 that those few cost. I get probably a gallon to a gallon and a half at least of frozen onions from every little tiny batch that I buy. I also am growing Swiss chard. My husband wasn't thrilled about it, and I wasn't either in the beginning. I had to cook it. I didn't really care for it. But I am growing it, and I found that if you pick it while it's smaller and not let the leaves get too large, it's not as tough. Once you let those leaves get large, then you definitely need to cook it. But if you pick them while they're fairly small, it's just like eating a lettuce salad. And so I've been using it in the place of salad this winter. I've only bought lettuce one time, and that's because I ate my Swiss chard so quickly that it needed time to grow again. But I've been eating Swiss chard salads. And then in the summer, again, I harvest my own seeds from my lettuce. Once they're done producing, they will bolt, which means they'll grow flowers and they will grow seeds. And then I go out and I harvest those seeds and then I plant them again the next year. And I grow my lettuce from that. So I buy as few seeds as possible. If I do need to buy some seeds, I buy them from Dollar Tree, where they are a $1.25 for 4 packages, and they suffice just fine. We don't have to have name brand big package like vegetable type store seeds. The Dollar Tree ones work just fine. If I have some tomatoes that start to go bad, like little cherry tomatoes, I just throw them in my compost. Last year, I had a bunch of volunteer tomatoes come up from that. I also grew my tomatoes from my seeds last year. I didn't have to buy any plants. So that saved me a lot of money, that little tiny pack of seeds versus buying those plants that can be several dollars each. And I also harvest and dry my cucumber seeds, my yellow squash, my zucchini seeds. And so I have dried seeds from that I'm just harvesting each year as we eat the produce off of there. And then I replant those. So that's some of the ways that you can be more self-sustainable and do some of those things on your own at home. And that really makes a huge difference. And so I love it as a hobby as well. So I find it really fun. I do plan to try to start planting some herbs. I have some family that does herbs, and they do a great, great job growing their herbs. And a few of those herbs, if you research them, are even good at keeping away like mosquitoes and bugs around your garden. So I plan on trying to do some of those this year. I do all above ground planter type of gardening because we have too many roots in our yard, but I do all of those in pots. I have a cast iron bathtub that is an antique. I have another booze, and I have some pallets that I pulled out the middle boards, put down cardboard, put down dirt, and I just use the dirt from my own yard because it's really good. I put my compost from my house into that dirt, and that keeps the dirt very vital. I don't buy potting soil. So that's another way that I save money on growing my own things. So if you have any questions, since my chat is down, please put them in the comments and I will be more than happy to try to answer them the best that I can. I also wanted to just briefly go over some of the rebates that I use. I had the question about that. They asked if I could go over them just a little bit in detail. I know some of you in maybe Canada can't access all of them, but I just thought I would go through the ones that I use, and you can choose on your own what you do. But these do bring me in quite a bit of money each year. That gives me some extra spending money or some extra money that I put back into my budget. I do track my budget individually by category, and I have an amount assigned. And then I also track my overall spending on income versus expenses. As I spend something, I count every single penny. And as I get income in, I also add that back in. So I keep a running total all year long to make sure that I don't go into the red and that I don't overspend my means. Okay, so some of the things I use are like Ibotta. I mentioned on that a minute ago. All of these links will be in the description box below my video, but I use Ibotta, and it is a coupon cashback app. And so I have to activate the coupons that I want, and only the ones that I want and I will use, and only the ones that are going to be a good deal. Like those eggs that I just told you, I could get $2.50 off any type of eggs every single Friday in February. So that's what I did. And then you upload your receipt to that app, and then it adds up. And when you get to $20, you can cash out to your PayPal account. I also use Fetch, and Fetch is something that I accumulate points by taking pictures of my receipts. Sometimes they have deals where if you buy this product, you'll get more points, but I usually don't take the time to follow a lot of that. When I have done it and it has been something that I buy, it does really pay off because you can get like 1,500 points for buying something maybe you would have already bought. But even if it's on my receipt, it will count those special bonus times when they have those items. And then I use that and cash that in for Christmas presents at the end of the year for gift cards. Receipt Pal is another one that you take pictures of your receipts, you get points, and then I cash those in at the end of the year and also use those for gift cards towards Christmas presents. Receipt Hog, they have surveys you can take that are just like your buying habits type of surveys that you can get points for, and they're usually based on the receipts that you upload. And that is one of the ways that I have been able to accumulate my points quicker. And then you also take pictures of your receipts. Each week that you upload receipts, you will get spins on their little casino thing that they have on there for free, and you have the chance to win extra points. They run a lot of bonuses. Like if you upload a receipt every week, you can get bonuses and you can go up levels. So that one is kind of fun. It's kind of like a casino mix with a rebate. And I cash that out for cash, and then I just put that money back into my income. Receipt Jar is another one that I use. You take pictures of your receipts It's best to cash out at $10 because you actually need the least amount of points to get $10 than you do any other level. My daughter had caught that one and told me about it, so I always cash receipt jar out at $10. Now, all of these will be linked in my description box below. If you use my code, you will get something as well as I will get something if you use that code when you download the app and upload your first receipts. I also use swag bucks and inbox dollars. Now, those two are kind of interlinked, which means if you upload a receipt to swag bucks, you're not going to be able to upload the same receipt to inbox dollars, and same vice versa there. But they give you a code on Facebook, on their Facebook page, that you can upload to get a few pennies each day. They have daily polls that you can get like a penny a day. And then you can also snap pictures of your receipts and you can get reimbursed a few cents, or on inbox dollars, it will slide a bar and you'll get a scratch ticket when you've slid your bar either on the first level, second level, third level, and then it will add some pennies to there. Swag bucks, you can cash out at $5 into your PayPal account. Inbox dollars, you can cash out at $10. So those are all the ones I use. And I know it sounds like a lot, but if you just sit down when you have your receipts, or sit down when you're having your coffee every day, log what you've spent, log your income, check your checking account balance online, check your credit card balance online, and keep uh, your receipts and snap all of those and just have a little routine. That's what I do in the morning. It takes me maybe 30 minutes while I'm drinking my coffee. And then I just do all of that at one time. And it does pay off for me. I am low income. I am not working a 9-to-5 job, and little amounts like that infused into my budget and into my income help me quite a bit. They help me with gas money. They help me with grocery money. They help me with maybe buying something that I wanted to buy that I didn't really feel like I had the income for. So I feel like it pays off. Now, I have stopped doing any of the surveys on inbox dollars and swag bucks because they do have a disclaimer at the beginning that they can share your information with third-party people and marketers. I do not agree to that, so I will not take their surveys. But you can still add up money. It just adds up slowly, but when you're able to cash that out and infuse a little bit of money back into your budget, for me, it pays off. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I'm so sorry that the chat isn't working this morning. I don't understand what has happened with that. I still have the monkey on my screen that said something went wrong. But again, give me your comments in the down here below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll be back to regular videos on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday.